Namaste, this is Rishikesh Writings, and today we are with our new guest, Dr. Joseph Schmidlin from USA. And before telling about the Dr. Joseph Schmidlin, so he was an engineer and come to the natural medicine. And today we will explore his journey, how he become engineer to a doctor.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this question was coming. So, well, as a child, my father was a race car driver, so he drove race cars. And so I learned how to fix things. I learned how to build things, machines and lathes and mills, and we could build anything from scratch. We built race cars from scratch. And so that led me into the engineering world because, you know, as a young kid, what are you going to do? What to do when I don't know how many kids are ready to decide what they're going to do with their life when they get out of school. But so I said, okay, well, let's go here with engineering. And then I also played sports. So I played professional ultimate frisbee. And I had injuries in my sports, my knees and things like that. So I worked with physical therapy. At the same time, I was studying yoga for stretching to stay in shape for sports. And, you know, then things just came into order and started clicking together. And so I discovered that I liked working with body better than working with machines, and I discovered you know, some spiritual essence in yoga that I couldn't explain. So I decided to be that I wanted to be part of the human potential movement, and that means what can we possibly be as humans? How to progress in evolution, and I think now, I didn't know this at the time, and I'm sure there's more that I'll learn, but I think now it means peace, and it means we live in unity, we live in harmony, and we live in peace inside ourselves, and then with all humanity and creatures on the humanity and our planet, and protecting our environment and being part of nature, which in a way we don't have to, we're not separate from nature, we are part of nature. So once we understand that in our body, then we'll understand that we don't want to harm ourselves. So we want to be peaceful in ourselves, and then we'll be peaceful with the planet. So this is because we're all one. So this is kind of the thought process. Yeah.
And when you was doing engineering, and you see when you take your first class of yoga, and which place you started your first yoga class, and then you thought a quick moment, yeah, that's my life, I have to heal the people with the natural medicine.
So this is interesting. I started studying in Rochester, New York with Francois Raoul, who's a student of B.K. Iyengar. And he had a student named Rick Lynch, who was a massage therapist and a body worker. And working as an engineer, I was more interested in the body, like I said, and I thought, okay, let's study massage. And I thought I could actually support myself this way. So I went deeper in the body with the massage, and then I started studying cranial work with the osteopaths. And as soon as that happened, I realized that, wow, this is the way I want to work. And it was inside. I don't know, like I know more about why now, but I just knew whatever it was that I felt coming from them was really one of the best ways to heal the body. And then I went on and became an osteopath. Studied with them for many years and specialized in cranial, sacral, and visceral work, and zero balancing, working with a genius Fritz Smith, genius body worker. And so it all started to come together, and now it's bringing me towards Nada Yoga, towards the sound and the essence in the body. Now, fast forward to where I am now, what I am understanding is the osteopaths had this principle that the body's self-healing and self-corrective. So this is the principle I work with. How does the body heal itself? How does it self-correct? The other principle is the body is one unit, so you can't touch one part of the body without touching every part. So in our allopathic medicine, we look at symptoms and we look at pieces of the body. We don't look at the body as a whole unit. So we have to look at the psyche, we have to look at the circulatory system, we have to look at the diet, what we take in, we have to look at the environment, where we live around, how we relate, and who we relate with. So it's really vibrational medicine.
And when we talk about the natural medicine, a vibrational medicine, so as a doctor, what kind of tools you use to heal the human body?
Well, the biggest tool, this is a great question. I mean, the thing at the top of my head right now coming out is empathy and understanding and relating to people. So when we start to talk to the patient, which I like to call client, or partnership. It's a partnership. It's a mutual healing partnership. So we join into this partnership, find out what's going on in their life. So it might have to be lifestyle changes. Also, what's going on in the body. So osteopaths use the hands. So we put the hands on the body to listen to the nervous system, listen to the circulatory system, find out where things are out of relationship, and we know the body's self-healing mechanism is inside the body. So we have to connect with that. So you have to start to know the person, and at least through the tissue body, you know the tissue and you feel what's going on, and then you correct. So I use my hands a lot. I use voice. I use tuning forks and singing bowls, and sometimes gongs and rattles and shakers and sound. So this is another way that I work. But also just to get to know the person, relate to them. And the only way we can do that is through listening, deep listening. So, which brings me to stillness and silence and meditation. Because we're helping them connect their inner wisdom with the brain and the part of the mind that can tell you to do things and this kind of. So you want to listen to that inner wisdom. The way we connect these places is through stillness and through silence. So as an osteopath, it was with listening hands. As a sound therapist, it's through listening through the ears and listening through the skin to our body felt sense of awareness. So this is how we know where to go and how to work with people.
And so now my question is what is your most difficult client and most simplest client ever in the life? Like you, how?
Most difficult client?
Yeah.
Oh, the ones that don't come in.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult. But when they come in, usually, I find a place where I can meet them. The simplest is if someone's totally open, and they're just open and they allow the work to happen. But I don't look so much in difficulty and simplicity, because I know whatever they come in with, it's their position, and I don't want to change their position. I just want to meet them where they're at. And I think the difficultest client is the one that mirrors exactly my own problems. But actually I don't see it as a difficulty as much as
A challenge.
a divine challenge. Yeah, because it's it may be hard, but it's divinity working through all of us, and so I'm like, okay, that shows up, but I really want to give them more than I want to change them or take anything. So it's like, how can I serve is my ultimate goal.
When it comes to the subject of the natural medicine, if someone would like to learn about the thing, how the person should start learning this subject, like which point they should start and pick up and start the journey.
Yeah, there's so many forms of natural medicine, and it's a great question. I think whichever one is in your heart and whichever one you really feel, not so much from the mind is going to help you. It's useful also, the mind, but really what's in the heart, what gives you juice, what gives you happiness. I mean, for me it was the body and touch and working with people. For some other people it might be the psyche and the more the philosophies. For other people it might be working in the emotional bodies. So I think it's the principles that are the most important. And again, the body is one unit of function. So and the health is in the body. So however you can find the health or help somebody, find the health in their body through whatever system. Naturopathic medicine is a wonderful way. Osteopathic medicine, people can work with homeopathy, drugless medicine. And then even in the allopathic world, I think if you want to work with symptoms and you want to work to heal the body through pharmacology, that's a wonderful way also, if you keep in mind the least amount to get the job done. Some people, we use drugs now as a cure-all treatment that's going to take you forever, but we probably should use drugs most of the time as like crutches, and you use the drug for a while, but you get the person off of the drug. And if we start early enough with children, infants, and babies, we can start to normalize the body where that system is not going to need that much intervention.
And if we talk about the Rishikesh, have you ever find any natural medicine in Rishikesh?
Well, the number one natural medicine in Rishikesh is the vibration. Okay, so the rishis have been here for thousands of years meditating in stillness. And in stillness, and in pure stillness, this is my opinion, is health or disease can't exist. It is health. You're in perfect relationship with everything in stillness. And also you have access to the health. You have access to the potency. So stillness is where we can source energy. And we all have 4 hours of delta sleep a night, and we go into deep delta sleep, which is a deep stillness. So we're restoring our body that time of night. The rishis and the yogis that have been here, like I said, for thousands of years, they learned how to generate a deep, deep delta state while they were awake, while they were in deep meditation. So they were resourcing, they were healing their bodies all the time.
In India, like we all in family, we all live together. We every time we saw our mom and dad and thing. As a West, it is very rare to see the family connection. So, which is your best memory, a best part of the family life?
Thank you. Well, I grew up, my parents lived right next door to my grandparents, like within walking distance. So my best part of my family life, and I could walk to school, and I walked past my grandmother's house every day. So my best part is just being with my grandparents all the time, and my brother and I would walk to school, and on the way home from school, we'd stop at my grandmother's every day, and she had a nice candy dish, right? So we were little kids, and she'd give us candy, and if we'd bring our friends over, she'd give them, and then we'd play and stuff. But I had that nice stability being near my grandparents, so that was probably my favorite memory that comes.
It's a pleasure to speak with you in Rishikesh. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
We
so
will
much,
saw you once again and again in Rishikesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you.
So keep watching us, Rishikesh Writings. Subscribe, share, and like. And Namaste. Happy journey.